guys, it is your girl KC. I am back with another video and I'm super excited to be back as always. And today, you guys, I know it's been a few weeks because your girl been gone, but I do appreciate you guys for watching my videos and coming back and subscribing. Disclaimer before we get right into this video, just wanted to let you guys know that this video did take me a long time to film and it took me about 3 days, so I am going to have different outfits throughout the videos. I've been babysitting my nieces for the past 3 to 4 weeks, maybe going on a month and a half, almost every day, like 12-hour nanny type shifts. So it's been pretty crazy, but I'm super excited to be back on YouTube and filming this video for you guys. And I just wanted to show you guys how I made my wig, which is this curly hair wig here. You guys might have seen this hair in another video when I did the nairing my face. I had it sewn into my head, but I took it out and I wanted to make a wig. So as promised, I'm back with this video to show you guys how to get this hairstyle and how to sew it onto a wig cap. So we're gonna get right into the video. I don't want to be chit-chat like I always be doing, and let's get started. Alright y'all, so I'm going to be using Coco and Bliss Beauty hair, which I showed you guys before and you guys seen it in another video. So this is the curly hair that I'm going to be using. I do have this mesh spandex dome cap that I'm going to be using to put on the mannequin. This curly hair 4x4 closure that I did get from the beauty supply store, and it's in 12 inches. I don't really need like a long closure because it's going to mix with the hair anyway. So as you can see, it's curly hair here, and then this is the closure, and it's gonna go to the top. So I'm probably gonna do a middle part most likely, and I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna get started with all that. Alright, so as I stated, you wanna make sure you have a spandex dome cap. You guys already know how a spandex dome cap look. This little V shape goes in the back, and this little square shape here goes in the front. So you're gonna make sure you get you a mannequin head, and sorry about the lighting, I'm using daylight. Place it on top of your mannequin head. The V is going to be in the back. I do have a 4x4 closure. It's in 12 inches in a deep curly hair. What I'm going to do is just measure the frontal at the top. This is how it's looking. It's like a little brown, almost like my skin tone color. So that's pretty good, but I might still have to put like some makeup and stuff on it because it's not like 100% my skin tone color. I'm going to like put the lace like right here. I'm gonna go over it just a little bit. So now what you want to do is basically stitch all of this down on this side and then do the same to the other side. And since it's curly hair and it's not straight hair and all over the place, I'm just gonna get like a hair tie and just kind of hold the hair out of the way. So I just got these scrunchies and I'm gonna tie all this hair out of the way. You don't want it to be too tight, but you want it to be tight enough to where all of the hair is out the way. So as you can see there, I have my nylon thread and my curved needle. You guys already know the process. I start from the back of the head and I give it a little notch. When I got my knot, I don't know if you guys can see that, we got the knot, and then the needle is gonna go right through the loop. So this little loop here, my needle is going through there and it's gonna form one little stitch. Oh, and don't mind my hair because I gotta shave, y'all. So you want to make sure you hold in the lace part here a little taut while you're stitching. Alright, so as you guys can see, I went ahead and stitched down the closure on both sides, and then I went ahead and retied the bun so it could be nice and clean. I do have 3 bundles of 24 inches that I mentioned before from Coco and Bliss Beauty. I'm just going to start from the back and then work my way all the way up until I get to the closure, and then it'll be nice and fluffy. So after measuring out the hair, it looks like these 2 bundles are the longest and this bundle is the shortest. So I'm going to start with these 2 bundles at the bottom. So I usually do go through the mesh part, and then as I mentioned, when I start off my base stitch, I do go through this little loop right there. So I did open up the bundles, and I'm going to single track, and then I'm going to double track, and then I'm going to go back to single tracking. So that's what I'm going to do, and we're going to get started. Like I mentioned in my last video before, this hair is very high maintenance, so you guys want to make sure that you are very careful when detangling. So I am going to go through the first bundle with my curved needle, as you can see there, and then attach it to the wig cap there. I'm going to take my needle and thread. I'm going to make sure this is flat. I'm going to circle it around, loop it through a few times, and it's going to create that first base stitch. I'm going to do it one more time and go through the track. I want to make sure that first stitch is nice and secure. I don't have my pins or clips or anything with me, like I said, so I do have my bobby pin. I'm going to put a bobby pin there. That way it's just easier for me to stitch all the way across. So I did go ahead and stitch across 1-inch stitches across all the way on the bundles, and then as I get to the end, I am going to go through the track one more time, and then I'm going to do the fold over method because I don't really like to cut my bundles because I like to reuse them over and over. And when you cut your bundles, that also makes it shed a lot easier. It's just like a harder process of restitching them back in because you got to stitch all these little pieces of bundles back in. But I like to do the fold over method, which I'm going to show you guys. So you're just gonna literally fold your bundles over from that side, bend it over like that. Make sure this part is a little bit flat. Because we're starting on the next row, I'm not gonna go right on top of it. I'm gonna go right here on the next row above it. So you're gonna make sure it's flat and then come all the way across and just kind of stitch it up like right here, and then kind of end it off the cap a little bit up here. Alright, so I already stitched 2 rows of the hair already on there, and it's not really perfect, it's not super straight, but that's pretty much how I like it so far. It's coming out good. So I am going to just show you guys the flip over method again, and I'm just going to flip it over. I'm just going to flip the hair over right there, and as you can see, this is kind of pulling, so you want to make sure you don't do it super tight. So you want to just make sure it's a little bit on the looser side. You want to make sure it's flat right above it, so I'm kind of feeling the bundle as I'm pressing the hair against it, and you want to make sure that it's flat all the way across. Measure it up to where you want it to stitch it at. So I'm gonna just flip it over and stitch it to about the other side over here, and then I'm gonna take my bobby pin and pin it. This is how the hair is looking so far. I'm just gonna show you guys that. So we're literally stitching right above that last track that we did. in order for me to start doubling it, what I'm gonna do is just stretch the hair all the way out and then fold it. And I'm gonna double it just like this. And then I'm going to just take the leftover needle and thread that I did have and just stitch them two together. So I'm just gonna go through that folded bundle right here. And then I'm gonna go through the bundle that's attached to the cap. I'm gonna fold it over and start stitching my new row right here. I'm gonna show y'all 1 second how that looks. So what it does is automatically attaches the hair to that row that I just started there. And now I'm going to be double tracking instead of single tracking. So now it'll look like this. And that way it's starting to look a lot fuller. And we're still doing the fold over method and everything. So I'm just pinning it in place to where the side of my ear would be like right here or something. But I'm going to pin it there, and then we're just going to stitch that across. We're going to stitch this across one more time, and that'll be one bundle. This is how it's going to look from the front and the sides. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and add the other two bundles because, like I said, I want it to be nice, full, and thick. And it's going to be 3 whole bundles, not 2.5, 3 bundles, and a 4x4 closure. Alright you guys, so I am almost done with this wig. I got about one more bundle left. So this is the shortest bundle I said because I did trim them up, but they all were 24 inches. So you know, I just trimmed this bundle up, so that's why I'm putting this at the top. I did double track all the way up to this bundle. I think I'm gonna do like one more row of double tracking, and then I'm gonna start single tracking all the way up to the top so that way it can be laying flat. So this is 2 full bundles right here on this mannequin, and as you can see, this is how it's looking so far. I just pretty much sewed all the bundles onto the cap into this U shape. Since I used these bundles already and I didn't want to cut the bundles, I am going to use the folded part, as you guys can see here. I'm going to use that part, and then I'm going to leave this part open. Like you see how this piece is open here, like 2 tracks. I'm gonna leave that side open because when I start single tracking, I'm just gonna fold over, fold over. If I was to start it from this side, where you can see like the 2 bundles are open there. I would I would double track, and then it's going to be hard for me to single track because I would have to cut this side open. So that's why I'm going to start with this side, and we're just going to start from here and keep going from there. So now that I am at the top portion after sewing that piece on, I am going to start to single track because I don't want to run out of bundles. Usually you can kind of measure it out. Like if it's a lot of hair, you can kind of like skip it up a little bit and just keep, you know, kind of playing with it and go by your eyesight. But it looks like I'm going to run out of hair. I want to make sure I have enough hair to close all of this in, and I want all of this nice and full. So I want to start single tracking from here, separate the bundles as you guys can see there, fold it back, and then just kind of start sewing all the way around. Fold this part over and then just start sewing into that U shape all the way around until I get to this side, and then I'm going to fold it back over again, and then I'm going to take that second piece and then go back over it like that, so that way everything can line up and it'll be nice and perfect, and then we'll be done. I'm going to try to go finish this. Hurry up, you guys got the idea, you get the gist of how everything's supposed to work and sewing it in. So I'm just basically sewing in these curly bundles from Coco and Bliss Beauty. Make sure you guys go check out their Instagram, go to their website. Like I said, the hair is very high maintenance, so you're definitely gonna have to detangle it and everything. It was really nice when I sewed it in, but I do want to keep it on a wig cap because your girl don't like hair sewed into her head, and I like to take it off. So yes, so let me finish this video because I don't want to be chit-chatting like I always be doing, and let's go. So I am all done with this wig. It didn't really take that long really, but just because I'm babysitting and doing a lot of other stuff around the house, it took me about 2 days to finish this video and to do this wig. But if I did it all in one day, it probably would have took me about a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. This is a full 3 bundles in the back and a 4x4 closure in the front. So what I'm gonna do is take out the scrunchie and then show you guys how I'm gonna like section this part off, and I'm gonna go get my spray bottle so I can spray this down as well. It is a shorter closure, 12 inches, so it was just something just to blend in, so it doesn't need to be like super long. So once I part my middle part and then wet the hair down, it'll definitely blend in better. But this is how it's looking right now. Off camera, I did go ahead and go try the wig on just to make sure it fits, and it looks crazy big right now, and it looks super big like Diana Ross or some junk. But I did try it on because I wanted to make sure it fit, and then also I wanted to do my part to make sure my part was nice and even. So I also did go get my spray bottle, and in here is just water in Kinky Curly Knot today, which I showed you guys before. You don't necessarily have to use Kinky Curly Knot today, but I just decided to use that. I also have my Denman Brush, and I have some scrunchies just to kind of hold the hair and stuff out of the way. But what I'm going to do is basically just section the hair off as if it was on my head and detangle it and Denman Brush it, so that way I can get nice defined curls like how I want. So usually I will have clamps, but I only have these little hair ties right now. So hopefully this will work because it's a lot of hair. Alright, so we winging it right now because I don't have a lot of my tools with me since I'm at my brother's house. So we're gonna section it off in different sections. Yeah, so you can break this up, but I'm not doing that. I'm just doing like 4 big sections, and then I'm just gonna wet the hair down and Denman brush it. So these are my 4 sections. I got 2 at the top, 1 in the back, and then this corner here, I'm gonna leave it open. So I'm just gonna get my spray bottle and just start damping the hair. But you don't wanna detangle it while it's dry because it's gonna be like a big fluffy afro and you're not gonna have those defined curls. So I'm gonna detangle with the wide tooth comb first, and then I'm gonna go back and define it with the Denman brush. And sorry that my mannequin head is moving. This is not the actual mannequin head stand. This is like my box light stands that I just put my mannequin head on top of. So that's why it's kind of wiggly and wobbly. But yeah. So I'm gonna spray it some more, and then once it's all the way detangled, now I can fully brush the hair all the way through with my Denman brush. Make sure you get those ends. If it still looks a little bit more puffy, you can just add a little bit more water, and then just go back and Denman brush it so that it can be nice and curly. So you want to make sure those ends are nice and curly. You just want to like take the brush and bend it over like that, just to kind of give it a pop, so that those ends can be nice and popping. And yeah, wet down the hair like I mentioned. Kind of brush your fingers through it at first. Get your wide tooth comb, kind of go through it. That'll help brush out the kinks out of the hair. And then we're gonna go back and spray it down some more. And this is how you tame it. So do not be afraid if you see big curly hair like this. All you gotta do is get you a wide tooth comb, a Denman brush, some spray, a spray bottle with some water and conditioner, and you'll be okay. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna go get ready to go do my makeup and, you know, let this hair sit a little bit because it is soaking wet. But I did want to show you guys how it looks while it's wet. And I'm gonna go do my makeup. Hopefully it dries a little bit so that way, you know, you guys can see how it looks in this nice fluffy state. But this is how it's looking. I did not cut the lace just yet, but I just wanted to show you guys up close and personal, the hair, the curls, this is it fully wet and detangled, and that's my little part there, so that way it can dry into place and it'll just be nice defined curls. Everything is nice. This is how it's looking as the wig, and yeah. And then I do have this piece here. Actually, let me cut it now. It's sewn into like this little U shape, and I'm just gonna cut that U shape out. You just want to be careful, leave like probably like a quarter inch of the net there. So as you can see, it's already cutting off that little piece there, and then this is the lace that's left, and boom. So this is how it's looking on the inside. You turn it inside out. And there we go. Yeah, this will be cut later, but this is how it's looking. You can kind of like fluff it out a little bit just to make sure that all of the pieces of hair is getting dry. You don't want to fluff at it too much to where it's like making the hair like really fluffy, which I don't want that. Your girl been working on this thing for 2 days, boo, 2 days. So I'll be back. Okay, so we're back to from where we was at in the beginning. That is it for this video, you guys. Thank you guys for always coming back to check out my videos. I appreciate you guys so much. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this curly hair. Would you rock it? Like I said, it is very high maintenance, as I mentioned before. So if you ain't got the patience or the time, if you ain't patient, basically, I would not be recommending this type of hair. But this hair does, it don't really like tangle a lot, but if you don't detangle it, it definitely is going to tangle a little bit. And it does shed a little bit. It doesn't shed as much as normal, especially for it to be Chinese hair or hair from China, as she mentioned before. But make sure you guys go follow their hair page at Coco and Bliss Beauty. Also, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Miss Kaysie, MSKAYSIE. And again, thank you guys for always coming back. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you can know when I post a new video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.